Last week, I had the pleasure of seeing Michelangelo's David in person. I'm always so delighted to learn that no matter how many photos I see of statues, works of art, sceneries, old towns, etc., the experience of being there and seeing them in person is unparalleled. David truly is magnificent. I examined him from all angles, lingering at certain parts to study the detail. I stared and I stared, reminding myself that this glorious thing I saw before me was done in the 1500s by one human being from a freaking block of marble. I couldn't get enough of it. But I would never have been able to enjoy my time with David without a particular painting I saw just before I got to him. If you've never been to the Galleria dell'Accademia in Florence, I hope I'm saying this right, know that getting to the corridor of prisoners, where David is located, is surprisingly fast. You simply enter, turn left, turn your gaze right, and in the not-so-far distance, you'll see David towering nonchalantly, unaware of all the people admiring him. By the way, the prisoners in the corridor of prisoners are freaking amazing. I would go there just to see them, honestly, if David wasn't there. I was in no rush getting to him. He was, after all, the reason I was there. So I spent my time going through every painting and sculpture that was on my audio guide. And there I saw her, Venus from Venus and Cupid by Pontormo. Sorry if I'm saying this wrong. I hit the play button on my guide, and as I listened to the description of the painting, my eyes followed Venus' curves. Her thighs, her stomach, her waist, her arm, eventually landing on her face. She looked confident, strong, beautiful. I was mesmerized by her. It was the first day of my trip, and I was eating way too many carbs and way too little protein and vegetables, as one does in Italy. My jeans were pressing on my stomach, its fat bulging out from the sides, and I was extremely uncomfortable. My old fear of gaining weight was getting louder and more persistent. But I was adamant about having a good time. So I constantly reminded myself that all the discomfort I was feeling was temporary, that I had the pleasure and privilege of being in a country that has one of the best foods in the world, so I might as well enjoy it. Soon enough, I'd be back home eating the same old meals I always eat. I was also going through the new perspective I had been developing regarding my weight, how it didn't mean anything about my worth, and that this fear, while present, is not relevant to my life anymore. Indeed, looking at Venus reminded me that our bodies are beautiful no matter how much fat they have on them, and that I aspire to be a strong woman, a Venus type of woman, as opposed to a frail, bony, angled type of woman. Unlike Venus, though, I unfortunately can't be naked all the time, experiencing freedom in my movements. I turned my attention back to my jeans that were trying to contain my growing stomach and thought, how can I feel confident like Venus without restricting my eating? And then I remembered that I was trying to squeeze myself into jeans instead of wearing something that fit and complemented me. I'm no historian, and there's much I don't know about how people were dressing back in the 1500s. But I do know that whenever people needed new clothes, they went to a tailor or a seamstress and have them create something that fit them, as opposed to getting something from a store that they needed to fit themselves into. I bet that even if she was painted with clothes, Venus would still have exuded confidence and strength, because whatever she was wearing, she was comfortable. Nowadays, we don't have Venus. We have influencers and models who all look pretty much the same and nothing like us. They don't celebrate their bodies. They celebrate the clothes they were able to disappear enough to fit into. The same old clothes are then made available to us, and we buy them only to discover that they don't quite look on us the same way that they look on them, leading us to think that there's something wrong with us for not being able to pull them off. At least that's been my experience. For years, I tried to fit into a certain style and size that just wasn't right for me, that left me feeling self-conscious, uncomfortable, low on self-esteem for being different, and stuck in an eating disorder that lingered for 15 years. But ever since I began my recovery and started working on releasing the fear of gaining weight, I've been slowly finding my own style. And though that particular pair of jeans I was wearing was indeed my style, on that trip, it was not doing its job of helping me feel confident. And for a couple of days, I was back to thinking that I was to blame for that. But Venus had my back. It was time for a change. So I did what Elizabeth Gilbert did in Eat, Pray, Love, also in Italy. How do you like that? I ditched the jeans and I got myself a new dress and a pair of pants that sit comfortably on me and expand with my waist instead of trying to restrain it. I immediately felt comfortable again, and with it, I got my confidence back. For the rest of the trip, I ate to the point of fullness, not to the point of jean squeeze, and I felt incredible. I walked with freedom, with ease, and the thought of restriction didn't dare enter my mind anymore. I had meals that were amazing and some that were disappointing. I met kind, incredible people. I laughed, I got upset, I goofed around. I was attentive and responsible. I got exactly what I wanted out of this trip. experiences, and memories, because feeling free in my body allowed me to stay present and mindful in each and every moment. Thank you so much for listening. If you would like to read this essay along with all the other ones, you can find it on my Substack. All of the videos on my channel are first articles that I publish on Substack. So if you would like to catch up with the other ones that are coming, hopefully in the future, you can find them there. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me, and I will see you soon. Bye.